So yeah, I went to Costco the other day. You know, I haven't been there in like 5 years. You know, obviously my parents go there every day. I don't know, so I went to Costco, so I was pretty flabbergasted. I was like, what is this place? Like, I'm so being literal when I say this. They got a chandelier next to a toilet. I'm so serious. Above chandelier and a toilet, they had a case of Corona beer. That's cool. Can I get the beer that's above the toilet? You know, like, how awkward. You know, that shit is so unorganized. You know, what is this place? You know, I was looking at the digital cameras. Tell me why I looked to my left. They had like watches, like right next to it too. Not even like a feet away, right next to it, they got watches. Next to the watches, they have silverware that's next to some pork chops. You know? Then they got a computer next to some Verizon wireless booth, like, you know, and then, you know, the right side of that, they got curling irons. Curling irons, that's curling people's hair in Costco. You know, that's so whack, like, what the hell? And then you got some sweats right here, some clothes, next to some DVDs that's like 50 years outdated. Oh, this is my favorite. They have some Frosted Flakes next to dog food. You know, I was like, Mom, I want Frosted Flakes. You know, that's my cereal. I have to get it. My mom's like, go ahead, you know, go get 5 since they're like $1. You know, I'm there like, yeah, I'm gonna get my Frosted Flakes. Get it. Look next to it. Dog food. You know, I just don't want to know more. Like, why would it ever be next to dog food? Stupid. Ooh. And then, like, just like, you know, it's kind of weird. It's kind of personal. But I was looking for some Midol. It's next to some, like, MAC mascara. That's not, you know, do they just assume females are gonna be wanting that or something? Like, hey, you know, females gonna look for Midol. What if they look next to it? They're gonna be MAC mascara, makeup, you know, they're probably gonna want those, you know. Are you trying to be convenient for us? Like, you know, I think that's stupid. Costco should be categorized. That is irritating me, you know, walking around like, you know, I was just, you know, waiting for my mom shopping. I'm there chilling in this reclining chair. I'm like, tell me why I smell fried chicken. You know, and then this lady's like, do you want a sample? I'm like, a fried chicken that's next to this reclining chair? Sure, you know, that sounds bomb. So yeah, I ate the fried chicken, but you know, I got made, their food is bomb. You know, you can't hate their samples and shit. And hey, if you offer me something free, I'ma take it. You know, that's just how it is. But you know, that was Costco. You know, we went to get some saran wrap. You know, like my mom owns a shoe store. When they make display, they need this saran wrap for something, you know, whatever. We went to go get some. We ended up leaving with like 5 carts of like dog biscuits, like pork chop, fried chicken, reclining chair, digital camera, you know, all this Frosted Flakes. Tell me why we forgot saran wrap. It's fucking Costco, you know, I hate that place now. But, you know, that's just, that place is a mission. Looking for the saran, we came back after like 30 minutes to get some saran wraps. That place was a mission. We were looking for it. I asked this lady, you know, where are the saran wraps? You know, she said, you know, they're in aisle 20, 100,000, you know, next to some like body lotion. It's like, oh, okay, thanks, you know. And then we got like 10,000 saran wraps. It was like for $5, you know, that was pretty cool. Yeah, it's my little adventure, Costco, you know. Don't ask me why I'm listening to Shanti, it's a shit. But yeah, I'm gonna make it short so I can actually post it and it's not too big, whatever. You know, everybody's asking me, you know, why you complaining about Costco, and this is why. There you go. Peace, deuces.